Metamorphosis. This time we're going to talk about communication. It's communication without re-traumatizing one another. It's about how to speak from safety instead of survival. Now, most people think communication is about saying the right words. But when attachment trauma is present, communication is not a language issue, it's a nervous system issue. You can say the right thing in the wrong state and still cause harm. Because when we're dysregulated, we're not communicating. We're defending, protecting, protesting, or withdrawing. And today we're talking about how to communicate without reenacting the very wounds you're trying to heal. And this is not about being perfect, it's about being present. Communication often breaks down under stress. When attachment trauma is activated, your brain is no longer optimized for connection, it's optimized for survival. And so conversations become battles to be won, threats to be neutralized, or exits to be found. You interrupt, you explain, you justify, often you shut down, or you escalate, or even disappear. Not because you're cruel, but because your system feels unsafe. And an unsafe nervous system cannot create intimacy. Now, there's a myth about healthy communication. Many people say, I just want healthy communication. But what they often mean is, I want you to stay calm when I'm triggered. That's not communication. That's outsourcing regulation. Healthy communication doesn't begin with words. It begins with state. If your body feels threatened, your words will carry that threat, no matter how polite they sound. And attachment trauma speaks in patterns. Anxious attachment says, respond, reassure me, stay. Avoidant attachment says, don't need, don't feel, don't overwhelm me. And disorganized attachment says, come close, no, go away. And when these patterns collide, conversations don't feel confusing, they feel painful. Because each person is speaking from fear, not from truth. And the single most important skill is to pause. The most healing communication skill is not saying more. Let me repeat that. It's pausing. Pausing before responding, pausing before reacting, and pausing before defending. And that pause tells your nervous system, I'm not in danger right now. Without that pause, you will speak from old wounds. And then you'll call it honesty. What's the difference between speaking from the wound versus speaking from the armor that we wear? There's a critical difference. Armor language is, you never listen, you always do this, this is why I can't trust you. And wound language is, when this happens I feel scared, I feel like I don't matter here, or I'm afraid of losing you. As I'm sure you can see, one invites defense, the other invites connection. Speaking from the wound requires courage, but it does prevent re-traumatization. And we have to realize why I statements alone don't work. You can use I statements and still cause harm. Because if your nervous system is activated, your tone will carry accusation. Regulation comes first, words come second, always. So how do we communicate across attachment styles? Anxious attachment needs clarity, predictability, and reassurance. Avoidant attachment needs space, autonomy, and emotional pacing. And disorganized attachment needs consistency without pressure. Healing communication means speaking to the nervous system, not just the intellect. But repair heals more than perfection. Secure attachment is not about never hurting each other. It's about repair. It's about whether you can come back after rupture. Can you take responsibility without collapsing? Can you listen without defending? Repair teaches the nervous system that conflict doesn't equal abandonment, and that's how trust is rebuilt. But there's a hard truth about when not to communicate. Some conversations should not happen when you're feeling dysregulated. Processing is not productive when your body is in survival mode. But taking space is not avoidance when it's conscious. The goal is not immediacy. The goal is safety. So what does healing communication look like? It sounds like, I need a moment to settle. This is bringing something old up. I want to talk, but not from a place of fear. Okay, I'm listening. These things are simple, honest, and grounded. And they're also very transformative. One thing we must realize is that any relationship will only be as safe as the self-relationship. And what I mean by this is that you cannot communicate safety if you abandon yourself internally. Any relationship will mirror your relationship with your own nervous system. And this is not about blame, it's about responsibility. Communication does heal, especially when it's rooted in regulation. And that's why this next piece matters so much, because understanding this is one thing. Practicing it in your body is another. You must realize that you are not broken. Your nervous system simply learned how to survive. And this whole series is not about fixing you. It's about teaching your body that safety is possible now. And there have been various practices in the series so far, and I would ask you to return to them often. Healing is not linear, but it is real. Next time, we'll be exploring various points. Choosing partners aligned with healing. What secure love actually feels like over time. How to stop confusing intensity with intimacy. And if you're still here at that stage, you're not just watching content or videos. You're changing patterns, and that matters more than you know.